quick video here on the ice maker for this Samsung model. Just so you know, we had our compressor go out on this after 6 years. So if you're looking at one of these to buy, steer away, go somewhere else. Do not buy one of these. This is a $3,000 fridge, and it failed after 6 years. The compressor went out. So that's completely unreasonable. Usually compressors I've seen them last 15, 20 years even, and 6 years is just unacceptable. So anyway, I'll show you guys how this thing kind of works so you can get an idea of how to repair it when you have problems. This one has some water in here because it's not cooling. The freezer section is not working at all. What there is how this thing works is there is a vent from the ice maker that goes all the way down to the freezer below. This one happened to have two ice makers. That's why we bought it. Second ice maker is right here. And really all there is to these ice makers is very simple. The crushed portion, you know, is something inside here that I'm not going to get into right now. So if you have a problem with your ice not being crushed, you know, just leave it in cubes. Don't even try to fix it, because you're going to end up having the same problem with your Samsung. Probably is going to die pretty young. So this one's going to end up going to the shop to get. I'm just buying another one. I didn't have time to deal with fixing it, and I know how to fix it too. But I just didn't have time to, because it's a multiple problem. You have one little thing go wrong, and then all of a sudden you've got 10 things. You know, then you, like, when do you decide you're going to buy a new one? You know, I think I'm just going to decide now, because the compressor is a pretty big issue. They wanted $1,200 to put it on, so the shop, that I didn't have time to do it, so I was like, oh god. So anyway, all there is here is there's a motor to turn. It's just a little thing that turns this way, and that pushes the ice forward. All the cold air for the ice comes through a port right there, and the cold air is generated in the freezer and pushed up. So if your ice is not working right, more than likely you have a problem with your freezer that you're not knowing about yet. And you may have not enough Freon being pumped in there, which was my problem, or you might have iced over behind in the freezer. So be prepared to take off. There's a panel that looks somewhat like this behind in the freezer. Be prepared to take that off and check to see if the ice maker is, you know, or the freezer is iced over. It shouldn't be iced over, and there's a fan in there that should be operating. So what there is that pushes the cold air up to the top for the ice maker is there's a squirrel cage fan on one side that pushes cold air up through a port to come out here to make your ice. It's very simple. That part of it is. It overcomplicated a bunch of things. That's why this thing has so many problems. So if you look to your freezer, if you're having a problem with it not generating ice, you're probably having a problem with your freezer. And see if that's iced over. Make sure that squirrel cage fan is operating. If the squirrel cage fan is not operating, then you will be having a problem. You'll be having, if you bought a squirrel cage, I was reading a message, sorry. You'll be, if you have your squirrel cage fan is not working, you'll be having a problem with that icing over below as well. Or you could have a problem with not enough Freon getting pumped in there if there's no ice on it. And that would mean that your freezer is not getting cold, and everything that's in it needs to be thrown in the trash. So start there and go on up to the top, because the top is actually run by the bottom. Alright, just I'd give you guys a real quick heads up so you can figure this out. There's a guy named Bill something who does videos on appliance repair that seems very, very knowledgeable. I've gone to him for a lot of different things. That I'm not a appliance repair guy. I was in the automotive field, and I did air conditioning for automotive, so I understand how this stuff works. So, but Bill is probably more capable of answering specific questions on ohm readings and things like that. He's really, really good from the videos that I watched from him. He seems to really know his business. Anyway, so give that a shot. Start there, work your way up, and let's hope it's not the compressor, because I don't know how much they are on eBay, but those multi-speed compressors probably not very cheap. So anyway, talk to you later. Bye.